How's it going, everyone? Hope you're all doing alright. I actually wasn't planning to talk in this video. I was just going to do like a, you know, B-roll-y, fancy kind of thing. Kind of videos I enjoy making. However, I made a purchase today and it's an absolute game changer. So I can't not talk about it. I'm 3 San Miguel's in, so bear with. So, bench grinder behind me. I don't know if you can see that. This thing. I've never really used it before. I mean, it has its uses every now and again, but it's one of them things that just sort of sit there and get rarely used. Go down a bit. I think I'm too high. There we go. As you've probably seen on the videos before this, my method of wire wheeling things was the wire wheel attached to the angle grinder, holding it here and doing the parts like that, which is obviously the most dangerous possible way to use an angle grinder. But it's all I had, so I just sort of made do with it. But as I've been using it more, I've realised that it's just ridiculous. That thing has a purpose. For doing the frame and that kind of thing, you know, it works brilliantly because it's mobile, so you can do it around the whole thing. But for doing stuff like bolts and smaller pieces, it's just a disaster waiting to happen. So I decided to amend that problem by buying the wire wheel for the bench grinder. Now, I was actually, to be fair, I was going to buy a whole new bench grinder. So Screwfix do, I think it's Titan, they do a kit for 40 quid. And it comes with 2 grinding discs and a wire wheel. So a whole new unit. Now, I came this close to buying that and it would have skinted me. But I had to think about it. I had a little look on the website and saw that they sold the single wire wheel on its own. It's Titan as well, the brand. It comes with all these like adapter rings, so it will fit any spindle you've got. And you just get the 2 and put them either side of the wheel, and they sort of lock together like that. And then it will fit on. You know, there's various different sizes. The ones that I've got on there now is obviously the smallest one. But yeah, literally a game changer. So I took the opportunity while I was doing it to sort of improve the grinder a little bit. So I've put a couple of guards on either side now, because this thing, just having that loose with no guard, is a recipe for a piece of wire in the forehead, which I don't really want. So used a bit of this old gas bottle, wrapped that around, so now that's got a guard on it, and found this piece of, I can't remember what this is, but it was in the scrap metal box. Put that on the grinder side as well, just to stop like the crap going everywhere every time I use it. And I've also screwed it down now too, so I can just flick it on and it's fine. I don't need to worry about it moving around and all of that. So, but honestly, this thing compared to how I was doing it, because you know I said that I'm going to shine up the bolt heads and that. So this is the kind of effect that we can get now, which is a damn sight better than what it was before. I don't even know if that's in focus. It's probably not. But it's better, trust me, it's better. I finished doing all these bolts on the table today, all these parts for remounting the engine and the swing arm, and I thought, well, what's the point? I'm done now. And then I remembered that I've got an entire box of bolts over there to put the bike back together. So I thought it was a worthwhile investment to do it. But yeah, I've just, literally, this is all I've been doing today. Going through these bolts, cleaning the heads up. I'm going to lacquer these in a minute. Got some lacquer left, so going to give them a coat of that. And that should hopefully stop them going rusty, but keep that nice like patinaed metal look. So it's not chrome, it's sort of, if you can see, it's just brushed metal, literally brushed metal, brushed steel. So I think that's going to look really nice. What else have I done? So the frame is now painted black, as you'll have already seen. All of the ancillary parts, so like the brake lever, the rear sets, gear lever, all of these bits, they're all now painted black as well. So they're ready to go on, obviously, once they dry. All of the shock linkage, I've done that today as well. That's what you probably just saw a minute ago. I was cleaning up these parts here and these little plastic bushings. So they go over these and these go inside the shot. I'll film it all when I put it back together anyway. But I'm just trying to salvage these because I don't have anything to replace these with. And the chances of getting them is about 0. So they sort of sit, like this piece for example. I've shortened them down a bit because they were damaged on the edges. But all I'll do is get the best edges out like that, slot them in, and then fill the whole thing with grease, and that should last, you know, plenty long enough for what I need it for. I think these tubes, like, they're supposed to go the whole way along, so that'd be all the way met up like that, but you know, I think it'll be fine with the gap in the middle, as long as I grease it properly. It shouldn't have any play in the bearings. But yeah, I'm trying to rebuild it properly. I mean, these bits have got quite a lot of pitting on them, but I've took it as smooth as I can without taking off too much metal and ruining the sort of diameter of the piece. I've just smoothed it down, and obviously these bits will all fill with grease once I get them in, so they're not going to rust anymore. Because this has never been done. I mean, this bike's 27 years old, nearly 28 years old, and this job will have never been done in the bike's lifetime, so it's well worth doing for the longevity of it, and also because I'm not going to be able to get these parts to save my life, so I need to try and salvage as much as possible. So yeah, I think tomorrow is going to be a good day. I think, to try and save me a bit of room, because we're getting quite clogged up in here now, I think I'm going to get the engine mounted back in the frame. There's no more spraying need doing on the frame, so I've put the gloss black on and then clear coated it straight away, so it'll all dry together. The reason I've done that is because for the frame I'm not looking for the same finish as like the tank, for example. So I don't need to flat it down between coats, I just need to do a final flat and polish at the end of it, because obviously the frame's, you know, just spindly metal as opposed to a tank, so it doesn't need to be as good of a finish. So tomorrow that'll all be dry and we should be good to start getting things mounted and out of the way. Still got to work on the wheels, that's coming up soon. I think the next job I'm going to do is clean the exhaust up, get that ready. I've ordered some VHT lacquer, so you know, for like the exhaust and also the engine on the Yamaha, I'm going to give that a coat of VHT as well, because the paint I used on that was not that great, reacts to petrol, which obviously we don't want on an engine. So yeah, day of building tomorrow. The CRF, can't do anything with that now. Waiting for a spark plug to turn up in the post so I can actually see if it starts, which it should do fine. You know, I've put it all back together, put all the fluids back in it. So I think I'll probably call this video here. Not going to do anything else today, so I need to wait for paint to dry. I don't want to be sanding exhausts and things while I've still got wet clear coat over there. So yeah, we shall reconvene tomorrow and see what we get up to. Right, catch you in a bit.